What if everything you've been told about sleep is wrong? What if there are people walking among us who can function perfectly on just 2 hours of sleep per night, while you struggle after missing just 1 hour? This isn't science fiction, it's science fact. And the implications are more mind-bending than you could ever imagine. Meet the world's most extraordinary humans, natural short sleepers. They represent less than 1% of the population, yet they may hold the key to understanding human potential itself. While you toss and turn through 8 hours of sleep, they're conquering the world with energy that never seems to fade. But here's the terrifying question. Are they superhuman, or are we missing something crucial about what it means to be human? The story begins in the shadows of history, with figures so legendary that their sleep patterns seemed almost mythical. Leonardo da Vinci, the ultimate Renaissance genius, claimed to sleep only 90 minutes every 4 hours, totaling just 6 hours per day, fragmented into impossible micronaps. His contemporaries thought he was lying or slowly going insane. They were wrong on both counts. Fast forward to the industrial age, and we find Nikola Tesla, the mad scientist whose inventions literally electrified the world. Tesla reportedly slept just 2 hours per night, spending the remaining 22 hours in his laboratory, his mind crackling with electrical innovations that would reshape civilization. His assistants documented his schedule with a mixture of awe and concern. How could a human brain function at such levels with so little rest? Then came Margaret Thatcher, the Iron Lady of British politics, who famously declared that sleep was for the weak. Her staff confirmed that she consistently operated on 4 hours of sleep or less, maintaining razor-sharp political instincts while her opponents wilted under the pressure of their positions. Her political rivals literally couldn't keep up, not because they lacked intelligence, but because they needed sleep. These weren't isolated cases of exceptional willpower overcoming biological limitations. They were glimpses of something far more profound. A genetic lottery that grants a select few the ability to transcend one of humanity's most fundamental constraints. For decades, the medical establishment dismissed these accounts as exaggerations or the price of genius, a trade-off between sleep and sanity. The conventional wisdom held that humans need 7 to 9 hours of sleep, period. Anyone claiming otherwise was either delusional, lying, or slowly destroying their health through chronic sleep deprivation. But then came the breakthrough that changed everything. Dr. Ying-Hui Fu, a neuroscientist at the University of California, San Francisco, was studying circadian rhythms when she encountered something that shouldn't exist according to textbook biology. A woman approached her research team, claiming that both she and her daughter naturally slept only 4 hours per night and had done so their entire lives. They didn't feel tired. They didn't require caffeine. They weren't suffering from insomnia. They simply didn't need more sleep. The scientific team was skeptical until they brought the family into the lab. What they discovered shattered fundamental assumptions about human biology. Sleep monitoring revealed that both women achieved the same restorative sleep stages as normal sleepers, but they compressed these stages into an impossibly short time frame. Their brains were operating like high-efficiency engines, extracting maximum benefit from minimal input. The breakthrough came when genetic analysis revealed a mutation in the December 2nd gene, a critical regulator of circadian rhythms. This wasn't a defect, it was an enhancement. The mutation allowed their brains to cycle through sleep stages more rapidly and efficiently, achieving in 4 hours what takes most people 8. But the story gets stranger. Dr. Fu's team began searching for more cases, and they found entire families carrying similar mutations. Some had variations in the ADRB1 gene, others in the NPSR1 gene. Each mutation created slightly different sleep patterns, but all resulted in the same extraordinary ability: functional sleep deprivation that wasn't deprivation at all. The implications hit the scientific community like lightning. If these people could function on minimal sleep without health consequences, what did that say about the rest of us? Were we slaves to an evolutionary quirk that these rare individuals had transcended? Research teams worldwide began studying these natural short sleepers with unprecedented intensity. What they found challenged everything we thought we knew about human limitations. Brain imaging revealed that short sleepers' minds operated differently even when awake. Their default mode network, the brain regions active during rest, showed unusual patterns of connectivity. While normal sleepers needed extended periods of unconsciousness to process memories and clear metabolic waste from their brains, short sleepers appeared to accomplish this maintenance work continuously, even during waking hours. Their immune systems defied expectations too. Conventional wisdom holds that sleep deprivation devastates immune function, yet these individuals showed robust resistance to infections and inflammatory diseases. Some studies suggested they lived longer, healthier lives than average sleepers, contradicting decades of research linking short sleep to premature death. The metabolic findings were equally astounding. Short sleepers maintained stable blood sugar levels, healthy weight, and optimal hormone production despite getting what should be catastrophically insufficient rest. Their bodies had essentially rewired the fundamental relationship between sleep, metabolism, and health. But perhaps most remarkably, psychological testing revealed that natural short sleepers weren't just avoiding the negative effects of sleep loss. They were experiencing positive benefits. They scored higher on measures of optimism, energy, and multitasking ability. They showed greater resistance to psychological stress and recovered more quickly from emotional setbacks. It was as if evolution had gifted them with an extra 8 hours of conscious existence every day, without any of the costs that such a gift should logically entail. Yet the deeper scientists dug, the more complex the picture became. Attempts to replicate these benefits in normal sleepers through sleep restriction failed spectacularly. Regular humans forced to sleep only 2 to 4 hours per night experienced the predictable cascade of health problems: compromised immune function, weight gain, cognitive decline, and increased mortality risk. The difference wasn't willpower or adaptation, it was fundamental genetic architecture. Short sleepers weren't pushing through sleep deprivation. They were operating according to an entirely different biological blueprint. Dr. Louis Tachek, another researcher studying these families, made an unsettling discovery. While short sleepers appeared to have advantages, they also showed some concerning patterns. Many reported feeling different from others throughout their lives, not just in sleep patterns but in temperament and social connection. Some described feeling like they experienced life at a different pace than everyone around them. More troubling, attempts to create artificial short sleepers through pharmaceutical or technological interventions consistently failed. Sleep reduction drugs caused severe side effects. Light therapy and circadian manipulation helped some people need slightly less sleep, but never approached the natural short sleeper phenomenon. The human body seemed to have built-in safeguards preventing most people from accessing this state artificially. This led to a profound question. Were natural short sleepers the next step in human evolution, or were they genetic outliers whose abilities came with hidden costs that science hadn't yet identified? Recent studies have begun exploring the darker sides of the short sleeper phenomenon. While these individuals avoid the obvious health consequences of sleep deprivation, some research suggests they may experience different types of challenges. Their brains show unusual patterns of protein accumulation, different from normal sleepers, but still potentially concerning for long-term neurological health. Some short sleepers report feeling isolated by their condition. While others sleep, they remain awake and alert, often spending solitary hours in a world designed for sleepers. Relationships can suffer when your partner needs 8 hours of unconsciousness while you need only 2. The gift of extra time becomes a curse of extra loneliness. There are also questions about cognitive trade-offs. While short sleepers maintain alertness and basic cognitive function, some studies suggest they may sacrifice certain types of creative insight that emerge specifically during extended sleep cycles. The dreams and sleep-dependent memory consolidation that fuel artistic breakthrough might be compressed or altered in ways that aren't immediately apparent. Perhaps most intriguingly, researchers have discovered that the specific mutations causing short sleep aren't randomly distributed across the population. They appear more frequently in certain families, suggesting that this trait has been quietly maintained in the human gene pool for generations, possibly millennia. This raises evolutionary questions that scientists are only beginning to explore. Did our ancestors include natural short sleepers who provided advantages during critical periods? Were these the sentries who could stand watch while others slept, the inventors who could work through the night on crucial innovations, the leaders who could function during extended crises? Some evolutionary biologists theorize that short sleepers represent a form of human biodiversity that may become increasingly valuable as our society demands greater productivity and longer working hours. Others worry that attempting to artificially create more short sleepers could disrupt delicate biological systems that evolved over millions of years. The ethical implications are staggering. If science develops the ability to safely replicate the short sleeper mutations, should parents be able to choose this enhancement for their children? Would a society of people needing only 2 hours of sleep be more productive and successful? Or would it create unbearable pressure and destroy the natural rhythms that define human experience? Current research is exploring whether the benefits of short sleeping could be temporarily activated in normal individuals during emergencies or critical periods. Military applications are obvious. Soldiers who need minimal sleep would have enormous tactical advantages. Medical professionals could work longer hours during health crises. Emergency responders could maintain peak performance during extended disasters. But the potential for abuse is equally clear. Employers might pressure workers to undergo treatments to reduce their sleep needs. Society could restructure around the assumption that sleep is optional, creating impossible standards for those who cannot or choose not to enhance their biology. The latest studies from Dr. Fu's lab have identified even more rare mutations that create different variations of the short sleeper phenomenon. Some individuals can function on 2 hours of sleep, but require them to be at very specific times. Others need slightly more sleep, but can skip entire nights without consequence when necessary. Each variation represents a different solution to the same biological challenge. These discoveries suggest that human sleep needs may be far more variable than previously thought. Rather than a universal biological requirement, sleep might be more like height or intelligence, a trait with significant individual variation, some of which is determined by genetics we're only now beginning to understand. The implications extend beyond individual health to questions about human potential itself. If a small percentage of people can naturally function with minimal sleep, what other biological limitations might be more flexible than we assume? Are there individuals with enhanced immune systems, superior toxin resistance, or other hidden capabilities that haven't yet been identified by science? Research into short sleepers has opened new questions about consciousness itself. If these individuals spend 22 hours per day in a conscious state compared to the average person's 16 hours, do they experience more life? Is consciousness simply time multiplied by awareness, making short sleepers effectively longer-lived in terms of conscious experience? Brain researchers studying short sleepers have also made unexpected discoveries about the nature of sleep itself. By observing people who need very little sleep, scientists are gaining insights into what sleep actually accomplishes and which of its functions are truly essential versus merely typical. Some of these findings challenge the fundamental assumption that more sleep is always better. While sleep deprivation is clearly harmful for most people, the short sleeper studies suggest that optimal sleep duration varies dramatically between individuals, and that some people may actually feel worse and function poorly if they force themselves to sleep longer than their biology requires. As research continues, the scientific community is grappling with profound questions about human enhancement, genetic diversity, and the nature of biological optimization. Natural short sleepers represent a window into possibilities that exist within current human genetics, not requiring external technology or artificial modification. The truth about people who sleep only 2 hours per night is that they are both exactly what they appear to be and something far more mysterious than science initially understood. They are living proof that human biology contains variations and capabilities that challenge our most basic assumptions about what it means to be human. Their existence suggests that the boundaries we accept as universal human limitations may be more like statistical averages. True for most, but not absolute for all. In their compressed sleep cycles and extended waking hours, they carry genetic variations that might represent humanity's past, present, or future. Whether natural short sleepers are evolutionary pioneers pointing toward human enhancement or precious genetic variants that should be studied but not replicated remains an open question. What's certain is that their existence forces us to reconsider fundamental assumptions about human potential, biological necessity, and the trade-offs that define conscious existence. The next time you struggle to get 8 hours of sleep, remember that somewhere, someone is accomplishing just as much restoration and achieving just as much alertness with a quarter of that time. They walk among us, these temporal magicians who have unlocked extra hours in every day, proving that human biology still holds secrets that can fundamentally alter our understanding of what it means to be alive, conscious, and fully human. Their gift, or curse, reminds us that evolution hasn't finished with humanity yet, and that the most extraordinary human abilities might not require technology or training, but simply the right combination of genes, expressing themselves in ways that reveal just how much we still don't know about the incredible machine we call the human body.